you've seen. I can see from where I am you're on an adventure, in a place you can't describe. Some things can't be captured in words. So show me colors, colors I need, pictures this. Take a little trip over yonder, over yonder, so I can take a look around at what you've seen. I can see from where I am you're on an adventure, in a place you can't describe. Some things can't be captured in.
Alright, what's up mga kamat learner? Isang magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako pa rin ang inyong abot kamay na mga teacher, si Sir Ash, at today ay magde-discuss tayo ng panibagong part ng mga modules, which is the part 4, at para ito ngayon sa ating mga estudyante ng grade 9 curriculum. Yes, that is for our grade 9 students, and we will discuss quarter 2 module 4 entitled Writing Expressions with Rational Exponents as Radicals and Vice Versa and Deriving Laws of Radicals. So technically, ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon ay ang mga fraction na exponents at kung paano sila i-convert into radicals. Okay, so napakadali lamang ng topic na ito. At bago tayo magsimula mga kamat learner, kung bago ka pa sa channel na ito, ay marapat na mag-subscribe at i-click ang notification bell para always updated ka sa ating mga discussions. So, let us start this discussion, my dear math learners. Ano nga ba itong tungkol sa quarter 2? Okay, palakihin lang natin konti siguro. Tama? Alright, let's try. Okay, para lumiit yata yung ano natin. Okay. So, the topic for today is all about, alright, tingnan natin yan. Okay, medyo malaki. Alright, sige. It's all about writing expressions with rational exponents as radicals and vice versa and deriving laws of radicals. Okay. So, for the first page, you have the cover page with the picture. And for the second page, you have the people behind on this module. So, sino yung silang gumawa, sino nag-layout, lahat-lahat. And on the and for the third page is basically the title page. Ayan. Alright. And for the fourth page, we have the introductory message for the facilitator and for the learner. So, kayo mga math learners dyan, kumusta kayo dyan? I hope you are well and alive and kicking because today is another grade 9 Wednesdays. Okay, and for the fifth page, we have the objectives and as well as the let us try, which is the pretest. Okay, so for the objectives of this module, my dear math learners, the first one is we will write expressions with rational exponents as radicals and vice versa. Meaning, ang mga rational exponents, i-convert natin into radicals at ang mga radicals ay i-convert natin into rational exponents. Ganun lang. Alright. And the second is to derive the laws of radical. Ano ba ang mga law of radicals? Now, my dear math learners, technically this video or this topic is already been discussed in our playlist, in the grade 9 playlist natin sa ating channel, Math Teacher Ash. So, kung gusto mo ng in-depth discussion about this topic and more examples, you can go over that later, okay, after ng ating live discussions. Alright, now let us go to the next. Okay, so next part of the objective is the pretest. So, ganun pa rin, no pressure. You just answer what you can in this pretest. So, this pretest has, alright, 15 items. ABCD lang po. So, kung ano lang yung kaya nyong sagutan, yan, sagutan nyo. Because this is a way to test your prior knowledge, whether you have a stock knowledge about this topic. Okay, napakadali lamang nitong topic na ito. Alright, so let us start our discussion. So lesson 1, writing expressions with rational exponents as radicals and vice versa. Okay, to help you understand this module, ang gagawin nyo lang ay ituturo ko sa inyo ang step by step na discussion paano ba gawing radicals ang rational exponents at gawing rational exponents ang mga radicals. Okay, so ang radical expression ay yun yung merong mga yung square root symbol. Ayan. So ito yon, square root. Yan. In the radical expression, square root. So itong n na nakikita nyo na maliit dyan, yan ang tinatawag na index. Ibig sabihin, kung wala kayong nakikitang number dyan, meaning ang index niyan ay 2. Pag meron namang 3, cube root na yun basahin. Kung 4 naman, 4th root. Kung 5, 5th root, 6th root, 7th root, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, ito namang x dito, this is what you call the expression itself. Now, kung merong, kung wala kayong nakikitang exponent sa x, okay, yung maliit na number, ibig sabihin yan, yung exponent ay 1. So, therefore, kapag meron kayong expression na square, nth root, okay, nth root, pagbasa nito, nth root of x. So, paano siya i-transform into a rational expression? You just copy the base, okay? And then your n will become the denominator of your rational exponent, okay? At yung exponent naman na nasa loob ng radical sign, yun yung magiging numerator. So, magiging x to the power of 1 over n na yan. Okay? Ang tanong, saan nanggaling ang 1? Dito yan sa x kasi may invisible na 1 dyan. Saan galing ang over n? Ito yung index natin na n. Okay, so ibig sabihin, kung ang nakalagay ay square root of x, so therefore, ang gagawin mo dyan is x to the power of 1/2. Okay, ganun lang po kadali, my dear math learners. Now, let us continue. So we have here, notice that the rational expression, x to the power of 1 over n, the denominator n of the exponent is the index. Yun nga. At ang yung numerator naman is the exponent of the radical expression, which is the x. Okay, x to the power of 1. Yun yun. Okay, so writing rational expression into radical form. Okay. Now, kabaliktaran naman. If n is a positive integer, then x to the power of 1n is equal to, yung n ay magiging index, gawa ka ng square root symbol or radical sign, tapos yung x dito, which is the base, will become the expression inside the radical sign, and your 1 here will be the exponent of that expression inside. So technically, hindi mo na kailangang isulat ang 1 kung 1 naman din. Alright, so examples are here. 25 to the power of 1/2 will become square root of 25. Now, ang tanong ngayon, Sir Ash, bakit walang 2? Bakit walang 2 dito? Okay, ibig sabihin, kapag ang isang radical symbol ay walang nakikitang number sa index niya, automatic meron niyang 2 dyan. Kaya nga binabasa ito as square root, kabaliktaran ng square. Ayan, okay. So, square root of 25. Ngayon, magtatanong ka, Sir Ash, bakit walang 1? Of course, kapag whole number, automatic meron niya siyang exponent na 1. Okay, now, ito naman. A to the power of 1/3. Okay, palaki natin para at least makita ninyo. Ayan. A to the power of 1/3. So, ang index natin ay magiging 3. So, that is cube root of 8 to the power of 1 or cube root of 8 lang. Alright. Now, how about this? 81 to the power of 1/4. That is 4th root of 81. So, ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. So, kapag isi-symbolize naman natin yan, if m over n is any rational number, okay, m over n, fraction, rational number, where n is not equal to 0, then we can say that x to the power of mn is equal to the nth root of x to the power of m. So, yung denominator naging index, yung numerator naging exponent sa loob ng radical sign. Ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. So, therefore, you can write it as like this, nth root of x to the power of m, or the quantity nth root of x to the power of m. Ayan. Okay. So, let us try to consider this example. So, we have here a to the power of 3/5. Of course, this will become the 5th root of a cube. Ulitin ko. A to the power of 3/5. This will become the 5th root of a cube. Bakit? Because 5 here will become the index and the 3 here will become the exponent of your radical expression. Alright, next, we have mn to the power of 3 to the 4th. Of course, dahil magkasama sila, pwede mo silang pagsamahin din sa isang radical symbol. So, that will become 4th root of mn to the power of 3. Ngayon, kung gusto mong isimplify itong mn to the power of 3, na mawawala na yung, anong tawag dyan, parenthesis, this will become fourth root of m cube n cube. Bakit? Because yung 3 dito ay ipinasa sa m at ipinasa sa n. Alright. By the process of the rule in the law of exponent, which is the power of the product or power of a product. Ganon. Alright. Now, how about this? Okay, 2y to the power of 5, 6. Now, paano mo ito gagawing radical expression? Now, make sure, my dear math learners, tingnan nyo ang pagkakaiba dito. Ang 3/4 ay in-exponent niya ang mn. Pero dito, wala ka tayong nakikitang quantity. So, therefore, yung 5/6, ang ini-exponent niya lang ay yung y. Hindi kasali si 2. Therefore, kung gagawin natin itong radical expression, ikakopy lang muna natin si 2 sa labas because hindi naman siya kasali sa ating i-convert. At ang mangyayari ay itong 6 magiging index, so 2 times the 6th root of y, which is the base, to the power of 5. Okay, to the power of 5. Ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. So, hindi kasali si 2. Si y lang ang nasa loob ng radical symbol. Okay, ito naman. O ito, what if kung magkasama sila? Therefore, kung naka-quantity ito, ibig sabihin itong 5, 6, kasali si 2 sa kanyang binibigyan ng exponent. So, therefore, pag i-convert natin sila, magkasama silang dalawa sa loob ng radical symbol. So, therefore, this will become the 6th root of the quantity 2y to the power of 5. However, kung gusto mo namang tanggalin ang parenthesis sa loob ng radical expression, then this 5 here will be distributed to 2 and y. So, this will become 2 to the 5th power, which is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and that is 32, y to the 5th power. So, that is 6th root of 32y to the 5th power. Ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. Alright. So, now, let us have here examples. So, we have here ab to the power of 2 cube. Ganun lang din, kapareho lang dito. So, this will become the cube root of the quantity ab squared. And if you want to eliminate the parenthesis inside the radical expression, then you will need to distribute the 2 to each of your variables, giving you the cube root of a squared b squared. Okay, ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. Okay, how about here? The same lang ito sa concept kanina. So, teka lang, may problema dito. Anong problema dito, my dear math learners? Ito dito naka-quantity, tama? So, this will become 3x to the power of 3/4. Ang solution, tinanggal niya ang quantity. Mali na po yun, my dear math learners. Ibig sabihin, saan ang mali dito na sa binigay? Alright, at least we are correcting right now sa mga examples dito sa module. Okay, so if this is the case, then the solution would be like this. Okay, so dapat si 3 ay nasa loob dito. In 3, the quantity of fourth root, fourth root, walang 3 ha, fourth root of 3x, the quantity of 3x, okay? Then, to the power of 3. So, paano ba to? Okay, ipapakita ko sa inyo, my dear math learners, gamit ang ating whiteboard. Okay. Ayan, alright. So, i-correct natin ito. So, if this is the given, 3x to the power of 3/4 pala. Okay, to the power of 3/4. Therefore, dapat ito, ganito yan siya. Fourth root of 3x to the power of 3. Okay? So, of course, kung gusto mo naman, okay, ipagandahin lang natin konti. Ayan, alright. Ayan, okay. So, kung gusto mong pagandahin ngayon, o patanggalin natin itong parenthesis dito, my dear math learners, this will become the fourth root of 3 cube x cube, which is, if you simplify, that is the fourth root of 3 times 3 times 3. That is 27 x cube, and this is your final answer. So, therefore, my dear math learners, itong number 3 example sa page 3, sa page 7 ng inyong module ay mali. Okay. So, sad to say, there are some errors in our module, but at least we have corrected it. Okay, so, ito naman, Ay, okay, nagkabaliktad. Ayan, tingnan nyo, nagkabaliktad pala dito. So, ito naman 3x. So, ngayon, dito, pagdating dito, dito na ang merong, ayan. So, my dear math learners, baliktad ang given. Okay, baliktad ang given. Okay, bakit baliktad? Ito na solution, ito na problem, ang solution ay ito. Ito na okay, alis lang muna natin. Okay. So, ito na problem, my dear math learners, ang solution ay ito. Alright? Ito na problem, ang solution ay ito. Okay? So, yun nga, nagbibigay na nga. So, anyway, let us just try to be open-minded and understand, habaan na lang natin ang ating mga pasensya. At least, dito sa Math Learning with Sir Ash ay nakokorek natin ang mga mali ng modules. Alright. So, anyway, ulitin ko Itong number 3 na problem, ito may parenthesis, ito ang solution niya sa number 2. Ito namang number 2, ito ang solution niya sa number 3. Okay. So, ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. Alright, na-correct na natin. Okay, let's go here to the fourth example. At least nako-correct natin. So, x to the power of 2 to the, x to the power of 2 over 7. So, therefore, ang mangyayari dito is si 7 magiging index. So, that is 7th root to the power 7th root of x squared. Alright. Or pwede mo siyang isulat into the quantity of the 7th root of x then squared. Ayan. Pwede yan siya. Either way, your answer is correct. Okay, but to make the long story short, my dear math learners, mas maganda na ang yung final answer mo ay walang parenthesis. Easy, right? Easy lang talaga. Alright, so now let us go to the next part. Writing radical expression into an exponential form. So, ito naman, my dear math learners, napakadali lang. Kabaliktaran lang ito. So, ang binigay ay radicals at ang gagawin mo ay gawin siyang exponential, rational exponent. Okay, exponential form. Ayan. So, we have here the 5th root of x. Of course, remember that the index is the denominator of your rational exponent. So, si 5 dito ay magiging over 5 dito sa exponent mo. Pero, yung numerator mo ay yung exponent na nasa loob ng radical sign. Ano ba ang exponent ni x? Of course, wala tayong nakikita. That is automatically 1. So, therefore, our exponent right now in the exponential form is x to the power of 1 over 5. Ayan. Now, how about this one? So, we have the 5th root of 2a. Okay. So, since this is the 5th root of 2a, so 2a, okay, sulat mo si 2a, isang grupo yan sila. Ayan. Tapos, 5th root over 5 tayo sa exponent mo, sa rational exponent mo, and then yung numerator ay 1. Ayan. So, this will be your final answer. The quantity 2a to the power of 1/5. Now, question. Sir Ash, what if wala akong nakaganyan? Ang nilagay ko lang is 2a to the power of 1/5. Walang quantity. Alright, if that is the case, then your answer, my dear math learner, is wrong. Okay. So, therefore, my dear math learners, grabing tawa yun. Okay, so, therefore, my dear math learners, ang ganito siya is since dito ay isang grupo sa loob ng radical sign, then dapat ang final answer ay nakagrupo din. Unless you wanted to distribute the 1/5, so magiging 2 to the power of 1/5, a to the power of 1/5, pwede yun. Okay, pwede yun kung gusto mong mawala ang radical or ang quantity. Okay, now how about this one? The 4th root of x cubed. So, our x here is our base, okay? Our denominator for the rational exponent is 4 because that is our index. And our numerator is 3. So, therefore, we have the final to the power of 3/4. Okay, how about here? 5. Okay. Now, let's be careful here, my dear math learners. Okay. Now, as you can see, sino ang ini-exponent ni 3 dito? Okay. That is only the square root of y. So, therefore, si y lang dito ang pwede nating bigyan ng ano tawag dyan? Conversion sa exponential form. So, we just copy the 5, okay? And then we write our y. Now, ano ang index dito? Okay, that is 2, right? Because wala tayong nakikita, so understood that is 2. So, over 2 ka dyan, then your numerator will be 3, giving you the final answer 5y to the power of 3 over 2. And that is how you convert radical to exponential and exponential to radicals. Alright, so bilis-bilis natin natapos for today. Now, let us go to our lesson 2. Alright. Now, we have here lesson 2, which is all about radical expressions. Of course, when we say expressions, it is a combination of variables, constants, and it could have operations like plus or minus. But anyway, now let us continue with the definition. So, expressions using the radical sign are called radical expressions. Okay, ito yung mga nasa loob. In the expressions, nth root to the power of a to the power nth root of a to the power of m, n is called the index, a is the a to the power of m is the radicand. Yung nasa loob, ang tawag dyan, radicand. Alright, with a D. Alright, radicand. And yung symbol naman is the radical sign. So the index of the radical sign is understood as 2 kung wala kang nakikitang number dyan. Okay? Because that is read as the square root. Okay, a radical is in its simplest form kapag no perfect nth root or nth power in the radicand when the index is n. Okay, so ibig sabihin, hindi sila, anong tawag dyan? Hindi sila divisible. Okay? Later on, malalaman nyo yan. Second is, there is no radical in the denominator or a fraction in the radicand. Okay, so walang radical denominator side and then walang fraction sa loob ng radicand. Okay. And last is, if the index is in the lowest possible index. Okay, lowest possible index. Alright. So, paano ba natin yan gagawin? Okay, here. If a is a positive or negative real number, and n is an odd positive integer, when we say n odd positive integer, those are 3, 5, 7, and so on. Hindi kasali si 1 kasi hindi naman tayo nagkakaroon ng index na 1. Okay. Then there exists exactly one real nth root of a. The sign of the root being the same as the sign of the number. Okay, example. Alright, example. Nandito tayo sa... Okay, we have here, palakihin natin ito. Ayan. So we have here the square root of negative 8. So dahil ang ating index dito ay 2. Now, kung ang index mo ay even number, tapos yung radicand mo ay negative, walang sagot dyan. Ang sagot, no real root. Okay, no real root. Bakit? Wala kang number na multiply sa sarili niya ng 2 beses, ng 4 na beses, ng 6 na beses, and so on and so forth, na ang sagot ay negative number. Never talaga yan mangyayari. Kahit i-calculate mo, ang lalabas dyan ay syntax error. Okay. Alright, how about this one? Ito nga, fourth root. Oh, fourth root. So, even number, 2, 4, 6, 8. Ayan. So, fourth root of negative 32. So, kapag negative ang radicand mo, wala pa ring, ano yan, walang real root yan. Now, however, kapag ang ano mo, anong tawag dyan? Kapag ang index mo naman ay odd number, example, 3, 5, 7, 9, okay? And negative ang nasa loob ng iyong radicand, then the answer for that is the same sign. Okay, the same sign. Kung negative dito, negative din ang sagot. Kung negative dito, negative din ang sagot. That is if and only if your index is an odd positive number. Meaning, positive number na hindi divisible by 2. So, example, we have here 8. Ano ba ang cube root ng 8? So, anong number na i-multiply mo ng 3 beses sa sarili niya ang lalabas 8? So, 2 times 2 times 2, that is 8. Therefore, since this is negative 8, then the final answer is negative 2. Alright! Now, how about 5? Itong number 5th root. Okay, 5th root of negative 32. So, since this is negative, you copy the negative. Now, what is the 5th root of 32? So, easy, right? Easy lang talaga. Now, how about cube root of 24? So, we have here the cube root of 8. Okay, teka muna. Cube root of 24. Meron bang number na i-multiply sa sarili niya na ang lalabas ay 24? Okay, wala. Pero pag bibiyakin mo, meron kayang number na isa sa mga factors na perfect cube. Okay, so ano ba yung mga perfect cube? Una, 1. Pangalawa, 8. Now, 24 is a factor of 8. So therefore, we can break, pwede nating biyakin si 24 into 8. And ano bang kailangan i-times kay 8 para maging 24? Of course, 3. So 8 times 3. So we have the cube root of 8 times 3. Of course, the cube root of 8 is equal to 2. And the cube root of 3, walang cube root sa 3. So you just copy and you have this final answer. Okay, so technically, my dear math learners, after you have this part, square root of 25, pwede ka ng diretsyo na dito. Okay, square root of 25. Ano ba square root of 25? 5. Ano ba square root ng 2? Wala. So, just copy square root of 2. Dito naman, 8 and 3. Ano ba cube root ng 8? 2. Okay, ito yon. Ano ba cube root ng 3? Wala. Okay, you just copy. Alright. Easy, right? Easy lang talaga. Now, let us continue. Now, we have here, okay, medyo maingay sa labas. Now, the nth root of a quotient is the quotient of the nth roots. Okay, grabe, no? Parang anong tawag dyan? Nakakalito yung statement. The nth root of a quotient is the quotient of the nth roots. Alright. Pero pag pinakita ito into a symbol, so the nth root of x over y is just the same as the nth root of x divided by the nth root of y. Katulad lang dito, pagbibiyakin sila. Okay. Now, we have here, by rewriting the nth root of x over y to its exponential form and by applying the quotient rule, which is what we learned last week in the law of exponents, we can have, yan. So, the nth root of xy is equal to x over y to the power of 1 over n and 1 over n. That will become x to the power of 1 over n over y to the power of 1 over n. And if you convert this one, okay, palakin ko lang. And if you convert this one, that is nth root of x. And if you convert this one, that is nth root of y. So technically, this one is just the same as this one. Alright. Now, mas mabuti kung ma-learn niyo yan. Okay, so we have here the square root of 75 divided by the square root of 3. Unang tanong, may square root ba 75? Wala. May square root ba si 3? Wala din. Pero pwede bang i-divide si 75 sa 3? Pwede. So, square root of 75 divided by square root of 3, pag i-divide mo yan, magiging square root of 75 over 3, which is equal to 25. Question is, may square root ba si 25? Meron. And that is 10, 5. Alright. So, how about this one? We have here the cube root of negative 27 over a to the power of 6. Of course, my dear math learners, pwede mong ihiwalayan siya. The cube root of negative 27 divided by the cube root of a to the 6. Now, my dear math learners, remember that if we have a negative radicand, it will copy our final answer, the sign, provided na yung index natin ay odd positive integer. So, this is an odd positive integer. So, meron bang number na i-multiply na 3 beses sa sarili niya, ang lalabas ay 27. Okay, very good. That is 3. Okay, 3 times 3 times 3, that is 27. So, since this is negative, the answer is negative 3. Ayan. Now, how about this one? The cube root of a to the power of 6. Now, my dear math learners, madali lang ito. Kapag variable naman ang pinag-uusapan, at saka we are talking about radical exponents, you can divide the exponent of the radicand to your index. Okay, 6 divided by 3. Is 6 divisible by 3? Yes. Is 6 can be divided by 3? Yes. So, 6 divided by 3, the answer is, very good, that is 2. So, therefore, your final answer is negative 3 over a squared. Okay, now, ang tanong, Sir Ash, what if hindi ma-divide? Eh, then copy. Simple. Alright? Ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. Pero if you need to simplify, then simplify. Of course, you follow the rules in simplifying. Okay, now, we have here the third rule. Okay. The nth root of the nth root of x is the nth times the nth root of x. Ayan, ewan ko anong sinabi niya doon. Anyway, but if we consider this symbol, ayan, mas nailahan natin. The mth root of the nth root of x. Ayan, ito pala yung sinasabi niya. The mth root of the nth root of x is equal to the product of mn root is a perfect square. So, mas mabuti nandoon sa loob si square root. Okay. So, our 6 is being broken down into 3 and 2. May 2 yan siya dyan kasi square root. Okay. Now, question is there a square root for 9? Meron. That is, 3 pala. Okay. So, the square root is 3. So, the square root of 9 is 3. Therefore, ang sagot dito ay 3. Now, may cube root ba si 3? Wala. So, copy cube root, then 3. Easy, my dear math learners. Right? Alright. Easy na easy talaga, my dear math learners. Okay, how about this one? So, we have here the cube root of the square root of 8. Now, check 8. What can you say about 8? Is it a perfect square or a perfect cube? Okay, it is a perfect cube. So, therefore, pwede mong i-interchange si cube root dito at si square root dito. So, therefore, this will be written as the square root of cube root of 8. Now, the cube root of 8, ayan, is 2. So, therefore, you copy 2. However, may square root ka pa dyan. Meron bang square root si 2? Alright, wala. So, therefore, if that is the case, then your final answer is square root of 2. Alright, ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. And now, this is the time that I will challenge you. Okay. So, dito na kayo mga math learners magsimula sumagot kung paano ito isosolve. Okay, so we have here an example. We have here, simplify the expression. Write your answers using the positive exponents only. Assume all variables are positive. Okay. Square root of 25x to the 4th. Okay, may square root ba si 25? Meron. That is 5. X to the 4th. Tapos, index natin 2. So, pwede natin tong i-divide. Mas malaki ang index, ay ang exponent mo. So, 4 divided by 2, that is x squared. So, your final answer is 5x squared. Okay, hindi ko isusulat yan, my dear math learners, kasi nakikinig ang mga students ko ngayon. Alright. Okay, so depende sa kanila paano nila ipapakita yon. Now, we have here, square root of x to the power of 6 over y to the power of n. X to the power of 6 over y to the power of n, pwede ba silang i-divide? Hindi, kasi hindi sila pareho ng letter. However, pwede silang i-separate. Square root of x to the 6 divided by square root of y squared. Now, si 6 pwede i-divide kay 2, si 2 pwede i-divide kay 2. Therefore, your final answer is x cubed over y. Alright, napakadali lang, my dear math learners. Okay, how about this? My dear math learners, pwede mo itong i-distribute. Okay, so mas maganda kung ipapakita ko sa inyo ito. Ay, sige, papakita. Bonus na lang. Okay, bonus na lang. Pero yung dalawang problem pa dyan, hindi ko ibibigay ang sagot. Alright, so we have here. Okay, palakihin muna natin ang, pakita muna natin ang whiteboard. Ayan. So we have here 8x cube y to the power of 9 to the quantity of power 1/3. Okay. So technically, my dear math learners, ang gagawin mo, i-distribute mo lang ito pa ganyan. Okay, so this will become a to the power of 1 cube, x to the power of 3 over 3, of course, kasi 3 times 1/3, and y to the power of 9 over 3. If you simplify this, 3 over 3 is equal to x. If you simplify this, 9 over 3, that is y cubed. Alright. Now, if you simplify a to the power of 1/3, you can use the ano tawag nito? Yung conversion ng radical. So, if you convert this one, this will become, okay, wala, hindi sila pasok ha. So, this will become 8, the cube root of 8. Now, si 8 ba may cube root? Yes, meron. So, that is 2. So, you just copy the remaining answer. Okay, and this will be your final answer. Alright, ganun lang po kadali, my dear math learners. Okay, now, let us continue. Now, we have here 2x over x to the power of 1/3 z to the power of negative 3. Of course, itong z to the power of negative 3, iaakyat mo lang yan para maging positive. Remember what we did discuss in the negative exponent. Ito namang si 1/3, ang gagawin mo dito is ano tawag dyan? Gagawin mo siyang radical exponent. So, that will become the cube root of x. Then, you rationalize. Okay? Now, ang tanong ngayon, Sir Ash, paano ba mag-rationalize? Okay, ano ba yung rationalize? Okay. Now, my dear math learners, there is also a part in the rule of radicals na yung final answer mo ay hindi pwede magkaroon ng radical symbol sa denominator side, okay? So, if I write like this, okay, x to the power of ano yan? 1/3 z negative 3. Okay. Okay. So, ganito yan siya, my dear math learners. Let me show you my board. Ayan. Okay. So, of course, ito may 1 dito, di ba? So, 1 whole minus 1/3. So, pwede mo yung isulat. So, 2x, pareho silang x. Ima-minus mo yan, 1 minus 1/3. Tapos, z. Wala nang over 1. Bakit wala nang over 1? Because, ito, inakyat mo na sa taas. Ito, nag-minus na silang dalawa. So, wala nang natira dito sa baba. So, pag isi-simplify mo to, 2x, 1/3 minus, 1 whole minus 1/3, that is 2/3. Okay? 2/3. Then, z. So, of course, this is already your final answer. Alright. So, ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. So, hindi naman sinabi na kailangan yung answer mo ay naka-radical, di ba? Okay, good. So, that's it, my dear math learners. Alright. Now, how about this one? Ito, madali lang to. Hindi ko na ituturo to sa inyo. Okay. So, exponent nyo lang yan siya. Alright, now, here. Ito, madali lang to. ABCD. So, x squared times x to the fourth. Apply the product rule. Ito naman, quotient rule. Ito naman, power of a power rule. Ito naman, negative exponent rule. Kung hindi mo pa rin alam yan, well, check our live discussions or even our discussions in the playlist. Because I already discussed the positive integers or the positive exponents, positive integral exponents, the negative integral exponents, and the zero exponents, as well as the rational exponents. Okay, next. Excuse me. All right. Now, we have here, transform me. So, si exponential gagawin mong radical, si radical gagawin mong exponential. Okay, so napakadali lang nito, my dear math learners. We have here 5x to the power of 1/2. So, dahil buo silang dalawa, of course, tapos 2 ang ating denominator, then our index is 2, so that will give us square root of 5x. That's it. Okay, napakadali lang. Kayo sumagot dito sa number 2. Eto, dito ako sa number 3. Dito naman sa number 3, we have the square root pa rin, 3x squared y squared. However, si x squared at y squared ay divisible by 2. Tama? Divisible by 2 sila. So, pwede mo siyang i-simplify into xy square root of 3. Okay, xy square root of 3. Alright. Now, ito naman, dito number 4, kayo nang sumagot yan, madali lang yan. Ito naman, what if kung ito ang given? Alright. So, we have here the fourth root of x cubed y to the 4. So, this will become x 3 over 4 y over, x to the power of 3/4 y to the power of 4/4, which is equal to x to the power of 3/4 y. Kasi ang 4 over 4 is 1. Okay, y na lang. Alright. Now, how about here? Cube root of 9xy. So, therefore, ito, since grupo sila, so gumamit ka ng ganito. Alright. So, the quantity 9xy to the power of, ang kanilang exponent ay 1/3. Okay, napakadali lang, my dear math learners. Okay, and so on and so forth, kayo nang sumagot dito. Okay, how about activity 4, fill me in. Okay, so ano daw ang sagot dito? Okay, so tingnan nyo nga. Meron na naman itong wrong layout. So, hayaan na lang natin at ihaba natin ang ating understanding. So, rewrite the exponential form or its radical form. Okay, so vice versa lang. So, a to the power of 3/4, that will become 4th root of a cubed. Okay, napakadali. Ito naman, number 3. Hindi ko sasagutin ang number 2. So, madali lang. Ito naman, 2x to the power of 2/3. Si x lang ang may 2/3. So, therefore, pag gagawin mo siyang radical expression, that will become okay. That is, yes, okay. That will become 2 cube root of x to the power of 2. Or 2 cube root of x squared. Yan. Napakadali, my dear math learners. Now, how about number 5? Okay, so, tingnan nyo ang pagkakaiba ha. Okay, sa number 5 lang ako. So we have here the fifth root of the quantity 3x squared. Pero may ganun ha, sa loob. Pero kung gusto niyo simplify, that is fifth root of 9, kasi 3 squared is 9. So, the fifth root of 9x squared. Okay, ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. Now, question, paano naman kung radical ang given? Okay, ito naman. Okay, number 6. The square root of 7a. So, that will become the quantity 7a to the power of 1/2. Okay, napakadali. Now, ito naman, number 8. The fourth root of 81x to the power of 8y to the power of 16. Okay, so this will become, okay, ganun, 81x to the power of 8, y to the power of 16 to the power of 1/4. So may 1/4 sa labas. Pero, isi-simplify ko siya. Bakit? Kasi si 81 is a perfect, ano ba tawag dyan? Fourth root, o fourth power. Okay. 81 is a perfect fourth power. Yan. And 8 is divisible by 4. 16 is divisible by 4. So, therefore, ano bang number na pag i-multiply mo sa sarili niya ang lalabas, or 4 times sa sarili niya ang lalabas sa 81? Okay, the answer is 3. So, 3x, 8 divided by 4, that is 2. 3x squared, y to the power of 4. Ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. Alright. Now, having continuation, we have what's happening. Alright. So, ito, napakadali nito. 4 to the power of 0, ayan, alam nyo ng sagot yan. 4 to the power of negative 1, alam nyo na rin sagot yan. Reciprocal lang yan. Dito, 4 to the power of negative 2, reciprocal pero squared nyo. Ayan. 4 to the power of negative 3, reciprocal, then i-cube nyo. Alright, ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. May example na, so hindi ko na masyadong i-emphasize yan. Okay, now, let us continue. Let us practice more. Activity 6. So, fill me in the box. Alright, so, I think, ayan, madali lang to. Okay, so ito ang example niya. So, paano mo to sagutin? So, we have here, yan. So, if you simplify this one, this will become, cube root of 8 is 2. Ito, may cube root bang 7? Wala. So, 2 cube root of 7. That's it. Now, how about here? So, si square root of y, meron ba? Wala. Si square root of 9, meron ba? Meron. That is 3. So, therefore, your final answer is square root of y over 3. Okay, ganun lang kadali. Okay, dito naman, madali lang yan. Of course, binigay na ng sagot, oh. Yan na yun. Okay, ito naman, ito, simplify mo lang yan siya dyan. Copy ito. Dito naman, copy ito, simplify mo ito. Ayan. Ito, wala. Copy mo lang yan siya. So, final answer is this one. Okay? And then, ito naman, ayan, mayroon yan siyang perfect square. Yan, silang dalawa. Ito yan siya, ang perfect square. Perfect cube, sorry. Ito, binigay na ang sagot. Ito naman, binigay na din ang sagot. So, technically, madali lang. Okay, ito naman, activity 7. Simplify the following by applying the laws of radicals. So, 216 over 27, you try if ever pwede ba silang i-divide silang dalawa. Then, if pwede, i-divide mo muna, then kunin mo ang cube root. Okay, ganun lang kadali, my dear math learners. Ito naman, okay. So, since si cube root, si 2 ay hindi perfect cube, hindi din siya perfect square. Si 5 hindi perfect cube, hindi din siya perfect square. Therefore, ito, i-simplify mo lang. Isahin mo sila as a radical expression. Okay. Ito, pwede mo siya ma-simplify talaga. Ito naman, pwede mo siya ma-simplify talaga. Ito, simplify mo ang dalawang radical sign, gawin mong isa. Ito naman, biyakin mo, katulad kanina sa 75, alright? Ito naman, isahin mo ang dalawang radical sign. Ito, isahin ang dalawang radical sign. Ito naman, merong square root sa taas, may square root din yan sa baba. Okay, hanapin nyo lang. Ito naman, biyakin mo katulad ng square root of 75. Okay, at nandito na nga tayo sa let us remember, my dear math learners. Okay. So, we have here the product rule, the quotient rule, the power rule, the product to power rule, the quotient to power rule, which has already been discussed last week, my dear math learners. We also have in general, how to convert the radicals into a rational exponent and vice versa, where n is not equal to 0, or your index is not equal to 0. Okay. So, same goes din naman, ang radical symbol o radical expression, pwedeng nasa labas yung exponent, pwede ding nasa loob. Okay? So, they are just the same. somehow we already discussed this one. And we have here the radical expressions, mga rules niya. Okay? This is readable. Radicand ang tawag sa loob ng radical sign. Index ang tawag sa labas ng maliit na parang tail ng radical sign. Okay, and matatawag mo na simplest form ng radical kapag ito. Yan, either of the three. And then the law of radicals is like this. The product law of radicals, pwede mo silang biyakin. The quotient law, pwede mo silang biyakin din. And the root to root. Ayan, root to root. O, pwede mo silang pag-isahin. Okay. And now we are here to our post-test. So, this post-test, my dear math learners, is just a, anong tawag dyan? Multiple choice lamang po. 20 items ito, ABCD lang. Do your best kasi natutunan nyo na kung ano ang na-discuss natin for this day and about this module. So, I hope, my dear math learners, kung meron pa kayong hindi naiintindihan, please click please just write anything in our comment section or chat box para mas maintindihan natin ang discussion at para makorek ko din kayo or para mas maging clear pa sa inyo ang ating mga lessons. Okay, then let us enhance. This is a performance task. For my students, no need for you to answer this one kasi meron akong performance task na binigay sa inyo. Alright, so may rubrics yan siya dyan. And then after that is the reflection. So, what did you enjoy about this module and what is the hard time na nahirapan kang i-understand and how to improve yourself? So sabihin nyo lang kung ano yung mga daing ng puso ninyo. Alright. Okay, so my dear math learners, if you do have some questions about our discussion, please feel free to put your inquiries in our comment section below. I hope you learned something today, my dear math learners. And if you're still new to our channel, please do click that subscribe button and notification bell. Now, my dear math learners, kung tingin nyo naman ay nakakatulong itong mga ginagawa natin sa ating channel sa pagtuturo sa mga students, please pakiclick na lang din ang like button at i-share ito sa inyong mga kaibigan para mas lalo pang maraming ma-reach out ang ating channel dito sa Math Learning with Sir Ash. So still, this is still your free access YouTube Edu creator, Math Teacher Ash. And always remember, it is fun to learn mathematics if we are together learning. Thank you so much. God bless. And always keep safe.
I will take a little trip over yonder, so I can take a look around at what you've seen. Take a little trip over yonder, so I